Serawi guides me to the elven village. It's not only the first time I'll have ever been there, but the first time I've been alone with Serawi on a trip like this. Sunshine pours down from the trees onto the damp forest floor here. We've barely seen anybody since we entered the forest, and the vegetation soon became thick. Serawi leads the way, constantly keeping an alert eye out as we proceed. As we go deeper, I notice the trees covered in moss that hasn't been disturbed for years. We're definitely close. I can't hold down my anxiety or my anticipation. I wonder what kind of lives elves really lead, at complete harmony with nature. Will they accept me? Serawi did get permission, so I know I won't be turned away, but still. Please stop for a moment. Serawi holds up her hand toward what looks like empty space. I can sense something too, though. We will be inside the elven barrier from here on. The air shimmers around Serawi's hand like there's a wall there. Wow, I can't see anything, but it's really there. If you didn't release it, then... No, that's not correct. This is a completely natural forest. Entrance and exit are always allowed. However, the elves will know immediately when you pass through here. That is the barrier's purpose. I just used the barrier and informed them that I have arrived in the forest with my guest. Then they already know that we're coming. That's useful. Shall we be going? I follow after her, and gingerly step through the barrier. It doesn't resist me physically at all. However, as soon as I step inside it, I feel the weight of something else. It's almost like awe or fear. I tense up, and my heart begins to race. I try to think about what's going to come next, and just make myself more nervous. This will be the first time I meet an elf other than Serawi. I don't know their customs or their etiquette. Serawi told me not to worry about those things, but I can't put them out of my mind. I don't want to be rude, and I don't want to get Serawi into trouble for something I say either. Serawi says something as I'm lost in thought. Huh? Sorry, I didn't hear you. What was that? She suddenly laughs to herself when I ask her. I'm feeling a little hungry. How about you? Well... I realize I was absent-mindedly scratching my stomach as I was lost in thought. I'm not that hungry, though. Serawi steps slightly off the path, and picks a few colorful fruit off a nearby tree. She daintily wipes them on her clothes, and then holds one out to me with a smile. Here you are. Huh? Is it okay if I eat something from the elven forest? Ah, I see. They won't mind because you're an elf too. If you are hungry, you may eat. This is a forest. She smiles and says it like it's simply a fact. These are delicious. They're my favorite. Oh? Thank you. The fruit she gave me is red and hard, just smaller than the palm of my hand. It looks similar to the kinds growing around Uedora, but a little larger and harder. As I'm looking it over, Serawi bites into hers. It's not quite ripe, but still delicious. Please try it, Will. Yeah. I bite into mine too. The flesh easily peels off in my teeth, and the fruit itself squirts tart juice into my mouth. It's really sour. I chew it over in surprise, and can also taste a slight sweetness underneath the sourness. Ah, but it is good. Yeah, once you're used to the sourness, it tastes great. The surprising new taste rejuvenates me, and I quickly eat it down to its core. And by the time I finish, I feel silly when I think about how nervous I was. I shouldn't overthink things before we even meet. Until I've actually been able to talk to them, I don't know anything. There's no point worrying now. Maybe what Serawi really saw when she wanted to stop to eat was my anxiety. Okay, let's go. I smile to show her that I'm feeling better now. She quietly laughs to herself when she sees it. Yes, it's just a little further. The path gradually becomes wider as we proceed deeper into the forest. Serawi also seems to be walking faster too. We're almost there. Yeah. I take deep breaths as we walk, enjoying the refreshing feel of the quiet forest air. The elven village suddenly appears in front of us from between the trees. Ah, we can see it. She says it brightly as she points ahead. Oh! My heart jumps when I finally get to see the village. I stand and gape at it. It's like looking on a completely new land. So this is the elven village. There are a lot of elves here. Some are walking past, some are talking, some are working on something, some are looking at us in curiosity. One of them immediately walks up like he's been waiting for us. He has steep features, and looks at us without a smile. Welcome back, Serawi. I have returned home. She very politely greets him. He nods back to her, and glances at me indifferently. So this is the human you spoke of. I'm a little taken aback. He says human completely emotionlessly. This is Wilfred, who I told you about before. Yes, you did. Welcome to our village. I kneel in front of him in respect, just like I do with Rosanna. I am Wilfred Dion. Thank you for allowing me to visit your village. You are welcome as our guest. Stand. You do not need to bow before me. That is not an elven custom. Ah, yes. He's being very polite, but it sounds like he's scolding me. I stand up and look into his eyes. I can't read him at all. I try not to show it, but I'm confused about how I should act with him. He's the kind of elf I imagined before I met Serawi. But he's really different from her. I nervously begin to speak. I've come here looking for the knowledge I need in order to repair Yuidora's water purifier. It is my hope that you would share your wisdom, and teach me how to make a better purifier. I tell him very carefully about why I've come, trying my hardest to avoid any stupid mistakes. I know Serawi already told them about this, but I should say it myself too. He listens quietly until I finish. His expression doesn't change at all. He just quietly closes his eyes and thinks. We understand well what you are trying to say. He looks at Serawi. Serawi, first show him around the village.
Hi.
Yes. We will speak after that. He gives me a slight nod, then turns and slowly walks away. I'm a little confused at how our talk came to a sudden end. Did I say something wrong? I'm feeling nervous again. I have absolutely no idea what he thought of me. It didn't feel like he was welcoming me, but I'm not really sure what it was. Once it's just the two of us again, I lower my voice and ask her. Did I do something wrong? He seemed kind of mad. You did no such thing. He is simply hard to understand if you don't know him. Oh. I'll show you the village. Please come with me. Serawi begins walking, and I follow after her. In one part of the village, elves are using vines to repair a house. There's a young elf boy next to them working on a small square of thatch. He's weaving and folding carefully. It looks like he's making a basket. It's very idyllic here. I can't say for certain since I've never lived in a rural village, but it feels different from how humans live. I'm the only human here. Yes, it's rare that humans come to visit us. When did the last one come here? About 18 years ago. That long? I wonder if it's going to be his dad again, because I remember his dad was keen on stuff like cleaning Suina's lake. I don't think it's particularly surprising. Serawi laughs to herself. Well, it is certainly recent for we elves. It is quite a long time ago for humans. Yeah, 18 years ago, I try to remember all the way back then. I can barely remember anything at all about myself that long ago. My oldest memory is playing in the corner of the workshop. Serawi leads me to a group of houses. She exchanges simple greetings with the people there. They all react the same to us. Of course, they're all different and unlike Serawi, but they all seem like the elves I've imagined. As we continue walking, I notice how slow time seems to be passing here. I'm sure it's nothing magical, but just a more relaxed feeling somehow. It has to be because of the forest all around us. The way the elves move and how they talk, everything here just feels slower. Our short tour ends and we return to the middle of the village. I chat for a short while with Serawi, before the elven chief slowly walks up to us again. How was it? I am sure that to a human, our lives appear tedious, but this is how we live. I'm glad I could visit your village today. I learned a little more about how you live. I have to leave today, but can I come back again? I'd like to bring my companions if possible. He looks a little surprised to hear me ask that. Yes, if that is what you want. He bows his head in a small nod, then looks meaningfully at me. It would seem like you are attempting to clean Lake Shishitika. I wasn't expecting him to bring that up. I'm not surprised he knew, though. The elves probably know all about that. Yes, I'm working on a project with the guild to do that. I'm sorry, I didn't inform you about that. I didn't mean to ignore your feelings on it. I understand. You've responded to the pollution very quickly. We will continue to watch what you do. Thank you very much. So the elves will be watching. I've already proposed the idea. I need to make sure that I follow through with it. He finishes with me, and looks back to Serawi. Serawi, come.
Hi.
Yes. I'm sorry, Will. Please wait a moment. After apologizing to me, Serawi and the chief go a short distance away to talk. I understand your feelings. I can tell what it is that drew you to his side. However, he is a human, and you are an elf. Never forget that. If you do not, then there is no meaning in sending you as our emissary. Yes. And then go. I am expecting much of you. The two of them talk for a short while before Serawi comes back. Thank you for waiting. Come, let's go. Serawi tells me a little more about elves as we leave the village. Humans and elves perceive and think differently. Naturally, the way we approach things is different as well. I don't think I could have really understood that if I hadn't seen it myself. I'm really glad I came today. Serawi smiles again, a little shyly. If you are not opposed, would you like to come back to the village someday? I will come with you. Of course. The chief said so too. Next time, let's bring Emilita and Yuela. Serawi gladly laughs when I agree to it. We return the way we came back to Uedora. We make it back to Uedora as the sun begins to set. A man suddenly rushes out of the gate. Whoa! He trips as he tries to dodge me, and drops one of the bags he's carrying. Oops, sorry. Don't touch that. It's important. He picks up the bag in a panic, and begins rushing off toward the forest. Are you going to the forest? It's getting dark. Be careful. Yeah. Bye. He barely pays attention to me, and quickly disappears into the forest. I wonder why he's going into the forest so late. Perhaps he has a secret collection area. And that's still no reason to be so sneaky about it. We go into the city before it gets dark. Three women are chatting at the bar. Serawi is particularly bright and cheerful today.
ビルの技術は日ごとに進歩しています。これからどんな交渉になるのか楽しみですね。
Will's techniques are progressing every day. I can't help but be excited to see what kind of alchemist he'll become.
親切で夢があって人柄もいいですし、何より目が輝いています。
He's kind, he has a dream, a good personality, and above all else, he always has a gleam in his eyes. Emilita suddenly interrupts her.
ねえ、セラウィってウィルのこと好きだよね。
Say, Serawi, you like Will, don't you? She smiles back to Emilita.
ええ、好きですよ。未来ある素晴らしい交渉ですし、行く末を見てみたいと思っています。
Yes, I like him. He has a future as a splendid alchemist. I want to see that day come.
じゃあもう将来のこととか話してるの？結婚するの？いつ？
Wow, you're already talking about your future. You're getting married then? When?
急にどうしたのですか、エミリッタ。
Huh? But why are you suddenly asking that, Emilita?
やめておけ。人の心にずかずかと踏み込むものではない。
Stop it. Do not rudely intrude into another's heart.
どうしたのですか、エミリッタ。今日は少し変ではないですか？
What's the matter, Emilita? You seem like you're acting a little strange today.
変なのは私じゃないでしょ。
The strange one's not me, you know.
確かにな。最近ビルの話ばかりだ。
Indeed so. Lately all you talk about is Will.
そうでしたか？すみません。そういうつもりはなかったのですが、そんなに話題にしていましたか？
Huh? Do I? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Do I really talk about him that much?
言葉の数ではない。気持ちの表れ方だ。
It's not the number of words, but the feelings behind them.
そうかそうか。やっぱりそうなんだ。なんだか嬉しくなっちゃうな。
Yep. I knew it too. I'm kinda happy for you. The two of them smile in amusement to themselves, while Serawi looks confused. She suddenly breaks out in laughter with them. The three go back to their idle chatter. I should try going back to the elven village soon. The chief said I could come back, but I want to see the forest where Serawi was born again. Okay, I'll go back once I find the time. Well, back to the village then. Doesn't seem to be anything else I need to do. I've come back to the elven village with Serawi and the others to tell them about the lake. Oh, that must be why we can suddenly come back already, because we've already made the purifier, I think, for the Sweetness Lake. Serawi smiles as usual as we travel there, but something seems different about her. We arrive at the village without incident, and I inform the chief about everything I've done. I've heard enough. I am sure that the Undines will also be pleased with your progress. Yes, I hope so too. I'm working hard to fulfill the conditions the guild set down for me as soon as I can. His expression still doesn't change, but it feels like he's pleased with what I've done. I really want him to understand our enthusiasm for this project. And that reminds me, Serawi, you had a request, did you not?
はい。ウィルを奥の森へ連れて行ってもいいでしょうか？
Yes, may I take Will to the depths of the forest? That forest?
はい。行くのは私とウィルの2人だけですので、どうか許可をお願いします。
Yes. Only Will and I will go. I beg your permission. If that is what you wish, then I think you should show him.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much. What forest is this?
とても素敵な場所ですので、ウィルに見てほしいんです。
It is a very wonderful place. I'd like to show it to you. Serawi's smiling again, but not like her usual self. She looks excited, and there's a glimmer in her eyes.
さあ、ウィル、行きましょう。
Come, Will. Let's go. The forest she's talking about is in the Uedora woodland, not far from where we are now. Since we have the chief's permission, we should go. The Fruitful Woods. There it is. Well, off we go.